Once upon a time, there was a craftsman named Gepetto who made wooden toys. One day, he finished one of his favorite creations, a puppet. It was so beautifully carved that Gepetto named it Pinocchio and made a wish. "I wish this puppet were a real child." That night, a beam of starlight descended into Gepetto's workshop, and a magical fairy appeared. The fairy had heard Gepetto's wish and touched the puppet, bringing it to life. "Pinocchio," the fairy said, "you are now a living puppet. But in order to become a real child, you must always tell the truth and bring out the goodness within you. Your nose will reflect your feelings. When you speak the truth or act sincerely, your nose will grow, showing the power of your heart." Later that night, Gepetto awoke to a sound coming from his workshop. It was coming from the puppet on the table. Pinocchio moved slowly and looked at his hands. "Father!" he called out. Gepetto couldn't believe his eyes. You're moving! You're speaking!" he exclaimed, shedding tears of joy as he embraced Pinocchio. Pinocchio was just as amazed, but equally joyful. Just then, the fairy appeared again and told Gepetto, "Pinocchio is now a living puppet, but in order to become a real child, he must always tell the truth and show kindness." The fairy turned to Pinocchio and added, "Your nose will reflect your emotions. When you speak the truth or act sincerely, your nose will grow, showing the strength of your heart." One morning, while Pinocchio was playing in the garden, he saw a bird flying in the sky. "How beautifully you fly!" he exclaimed. As he said this, his nose grew a little longer. He ran to Gepetto surprised and told him what happened. "Father, why did my nose grow?" "I didn't lie," he said, worried. Gepetto looked at him with love. "Pinocchio, your nose doesn't just reflect lies, it also shows the strong feelings you have when you speak the truth. You expressed your admiration for the bird sincerely, and your nose showed that," he explained. Pinocchio began to understand that his nose reflected both the truth and the powerful emotions he felt. One day, Pinocchio took a walk in the forest outside the town. There, he found a rabbit caught in some thorns, unable to escape. Pinocchio approached to help. "I will save you, don't be afraid," he said. After freeing the rabbit from the thorns, his nose grew once again. But this time, Pinocchio wasn't afraid. He now knew that his nose was a symbol of the good deeds he did and the truths he spoke. The rabbit said, "I'm so happy to have a brave and kind friend like you," and hopped away. Over time, Pinocchio realized that telling the truth and doing good was the key to becoming a real child. One night, the fairy came again and said to him, "Pinocchio, the growth of your nose reflects the truth and beauty of your heart. You have earned the right to become a real child." A light shone, and Pinocchio transformed into a real boy. But the magic of his nose remained, reminding him always of the strength of truth and sincerity.